Hi, and welcome to another edition of the DJ Roscoe Sports Show for this Thursday, the first Thursday in October 3rd, 2024, coming live to the palatial Black Trolley at Misericordia University, the home of the reigning Division III national champions for college baseball, the Misericordia Cougars. They can definitely ball. We used to play them a lot at Marywood. I'm very proud of them. My son's at speech class after a fun day of preschool. And going to do a quick sports show. Got a lot of fun things to talk about. Basketball is underway where they're in training camp, getting ready for preseason games and regular season start. Because now we're in October, regular season games start this month, really soon. And Bronny James, LeBron, the two father and son tandem, like the Griffeys back in the day over 30 years ago, they're on the same team on the Lakers. So whether they win or lose a lot, it's going to be fun and exciting. And then hockey, and he's even said that Bronny took a jump shot, Anthony Davis joke, right over his father's face, like in your face, and kind of tried to tease and embarrass the old man. But that should be fun throughout the season. And then the Knicks made, of course, that big trade we talked about last week, late at night when I did the sports show after the high school football game. They got Karl Anthony Towns, they lose Julius Randle and DiVincenzo, the sharpshooter and three-point shooter. And Julius Randle was a solid player, but I heard a lot this last year. But Karl Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves is a superstar player, and hopefully he gels well with all those Villanova stars, including their new team captain, Jalen Brunson. And the Knicks could really be quite a threat this season. So very excited for the Knicks to see if anyone could dethrone the reigning champion Boston Celtics. And Giannis and the Bucks will still be tough, and Joker and the Nuggets will be tough. So very fun to see, and you can't ever count out Stephen Curry and the Warriors, and they seem like their dynasty's over. So basketball's back. College basketball will be back before you know it, and before you know it'll be March Madness and all that stuff. Also want to mention football. This will be starting today, 55 straight days of football, whether it be college or NFL, until like late November, starting today. Yesterday was the last day, and now about 8 straight weeks of football every single day. So that's exciting. My wife's like, please no more, but unless it's their Steelers, but I'm very excited about that. Hockey, preseason hockey is well underway. They even have a Baby Penguins hockey game this morning at 10:30 in the morning. Their home opener for preseason at Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza in the WB in Wilkes-Barre against their rival, the Hershey Bears, who won back-to-back Calder Cup championships for AHL minor league hockey. Their opening day that counts for real, though, for home opener is next Saturday, October 12th at 6:05, the Baby Penguins and Wilkes-Barre at home with Tux and the guys, and we're going to root on the Baby Penguins for another season. So Baby Penguins home opener, the real one, not this morning preseason game for the school kids, is going to be next Saturday. So hockey's going to be back, and this Tuesday, I think is pretty much the big hockey opener. ESPN's going to have a triple header start at 4:30 with like Seattle Kraken all throughout the night. So this week, coming week, in just a few days, it'll be the hockey regular season. Preseason's over. It's going to count, and it's going to take us all the way through June until the new Stanley Cup Finals, and to see if a new champion will be crowned, or the Florida Panthers maybe will try to repeat as Stanley Cup champion. So hockey will be back now. Very excited about that. Regular season where it will count. Basketball is about to be back. I'm very excited for my Knicks with Karl Anthony Towns trade, with all those studs. Baseball playoffs. There's one wild card, best of 3 wild card game tonight. It's winner take all, game 3, 1-1 series tie. The Mets, they're the miracle Mets this year. It looked like they were going to, right here. Yeah, it looked like they were going to be done on Monday because they had to play the doubleheader after everyone was done on Sunday with the regular season. My wife got us tickets to see Yankees-Pirates. So the Yankees win 6-4 with a rain delay and all that. But the Diamondbacks won, Mets won against the Brewers the last week in the end of the regular season. So then the Mets and Braves had to play a doubleheader. If someone swept the doubleheader, that team would be eliminated and the Diamondbacks would also get in. But the Mets came back, down 3-0 in the 8th inning. They take a 6-3 lead. Then Edwin Diaz, their star closer, blows that 6-3 lead. They're down 7-6 in the 9th with 1 out. Starlin Marte with a nice single. Francisco Lindor with his big Mets moment, big 2-run homer he crushed to give the Mets the lead. Edwin Diaz comes back out, redeems himself, closes out. Then the Braves win game 2, so then both teams go to the playoffs. Diamondbacks are out. But then the Mets, the Braves are already done. They got swept in 2 games by the red-hot San Diego Padres on the road in San Diego. All the games in the higher seed, it's in their ballpark. So the Mets are back in the Brewers ballpark. They came back and won game 1 on my birthday this past Tuesday, October 1st. We got to have a fun time at Dave & Buster's. Watched all the games, had fun, played games, and it was a great time on my birthday. 38 years old. I don't get carded anymore because I look too old. But they won 8-4 the Mets in game 1. Luis Severino pitched well. Offense came alive late in that game. Game 2, it was a close game. They were up 3-1 at one point. they were still up 3-2 going into the bottom of the 8th inning. 6 outs to go until they could sweep the Brewers and clinch their first playoff series win since they made the World Series back in 2015 and lost the Royals, which is the Royals' first time in the playoffs since that 2015 World Series. And then the Brewers came back. They put Phil Maton, the Mets reliever, who's been pitching well for the Mets and used to pitch for the Astros. The star rookie Brewers player is like 20, 21 years old. His second homer of the night, opposite field home run, tied 3-3. And then Mitchell, 2-run homer, crushed it, so they couldn't even keep it tied, maybe get into extras. They lost 5-3. So now it's going to come down to this. Game 3, winner take all tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN. I'm going to go pick my Mets, even though I originally on my buddy Dan Tadoro's show, the Brewers have a great chance to win because they're the home field advantage, and you would think they're going to get it done. But I'm still, in my mind, the Brewers probably have the edge, and they probably will win tonight at home. The Mets' best chance might have went out the window. But in my heart, growing up in New York, I liked both the Mets and Yankees, and they won the World Series when I was just 26 days old. Last time they won in '86. I'm gonna hope that the Mets, the cardiac Mets, get it done and pull it out just like they did on Monday when they knocked off the Braves in miraculous comeback fashion to a back and forth game to get to the playoffs. And now hopefully, and no one expected them to do anything this year. And especially at one point they were like 11 games under 500, and then they had the legend of Grimace, and now they have a purple seat for Grimace at the Mets Stadium at Citi Field. And now, the McDonald's crazy mascot. And now the Mets hopefully can win today. And whoever wins this, I'm hoping it's the Mets, will take on the Philadelphia Phillies, big-time NL East division rivals. Hopefully it'll be Mets versus Phillies, and that will be Saturday at 4 o'clock on Fox. The Phillies have home field advantage in the NLDS. So that'll be interesting to see the winner-take-all Game 3. The other matchups are set in the NLDS. It's going to be the red-hot Padres, who swept the Braves in 2 games. Michael King pitched a masterpiece in the playoff opener on Tuesday. Higgyosha, former Kyle Higgyosha, the Yankees' former catcher, he has hit 2 home runs in this playoffs, and a lot of former Yankees from that Juan Soto trade. And both the Yankees and Padres both seem to have done well with that trade. And the Yankees, if they win a World Series or could re-sign Soto, then maybe they both win in the long run. Michael King's a hell of a pitcher for the Padres. Padres versus Dodgers. Ohtani's first time at the playoffs in the big leagues after going 6 years with the Angels, never sniffing the playoffs with that team that stunk with Trout and Ohtani and nothing else. Now, finally, year number 7, he's going to win his 3rd MVP, his first National League MVP after winning 2 in the American League. Judge should win his 2nd AL MVP, edging out Bobby Witt Jr., who now he's going to face in the ALDS. But it's going to be Padres versus Dodgers, and they all start on Saturday, the NLDS. And then whoever wins Mets versus Brewers, hopefully it's the Mets, versus Phillies at Citizens Bank Park in Philly, Saturday at 4 o'clock on Fox. In the ALDS, the Royals upset the Orioles, who were very cocky coming in. They were bragging pretty much like they were going to be sitting on the throne at the end of it. The Orioles ended up scoring only 1 run the entire 2-game series. They were at home in Baltimore after they got swept last year in the ALDS in the division series. And you're like, oh, it's a young team. They have to get used to playing in the playoffs. You would think that would have given them some playoff pedigree over the Royals, who have a bunch of youngsters who have really never been in the playoffs. But then the Orioles then lost 1-0 Game 1 on Tuesday, and then yesterday, after Cedric Mullins tied up for their only run with a solo homer, they gave up the lead late, lose 2-1. The Royals beat the Orioles and sweep the Orioles. So the Orioles, as good as they've been in these last 2 years, have failed to win a playoff game. Haven't won a playoff game in 10 years. And Corbin Burns, the star pitcher they got in the offseason for Milwaukee Brewers, is a free agent. So there's a possibility they're going to lose him because it's going to cost big bucks to keep him. So the Orioles are done. So now it's going to be Royals at Yankees at 6:38 on Saturday and 7:38 on Monday for Game 2. And the Yankees have home field advantage. First time the Yankees will play the Royals in the playoffs since 1980, 44 years ago, when the Yankees knocked off the Royals and ended up losing to the Phillies for their first World Series crown in 1980. And the other matchup, another Cinderella team, the Detroit Tigers, who, as of like mid-August, they were like 10 games out of a playoff spot. They end up getting red hot with the hottest team in baseball, even over the Mets in the final stretch, month and a half of the season. They sneak into the playoffs. Tigers. They have the guy who won the Triple Crown in the American League for best wins, ERA, and strikeouts. Same thing with Chris Sale with the Braves, who's banged up and unfortunately couldn't play in the playoffs or in that last game with his back spasms. So Skubal pitched great in Game 1 against the Astros. The Astros had been to 7 straight American League Championship Series, and of course have won World Series. Have been a thorn in the Yankees side over and over again. Yankees don't have to play them, so hallelujah, hallelujah. And they don't have to play the Orioles either, who looked like they were going to have to do it. The Tigers, Skubal wins Game 1. They won 3-1. They win Game 2 after the Astros took back the lead late. They were up 2-1. The Tigers get red hot late in that game, the 8th inning. They win 5-2. They sweep the Astros on the road in Houston, win the series 2-0. Who knows? Alex Bregman might be gone as a free agent, the longtime Astro. And the guy who stopped the Astros streak of making 7 straight American League Championship Series was their former manager, who was in the trash can cheating scandal, cheating scandal, AJ Hinch, who's now the Tigers manager, and taking this ragtag group of kind of underdogs to the playoffs for the first time in 10 years since 2014. Tigers now will take on the Cleveland Guardians starting Saturday, their AL Central Division rival. It could go either way. If I had a pick, I'm going to go with the red-hot Padres over the Dodgers in that matchup, even though I'd love to see Ohtani his first crack at the playoffs go deep, and I like the Dodgers. I think the Padres will beat the Dodgers in 4 games and upset them. I think the Mets or Brewers, they'll go against the Phillies. I think the Phillies win that in about 4 games. So it'll be Padres and Phillies like it was 2 years ago in the NLCS. I think the Phillies beat the Padres in 5 or 6 games and go to the World Series again. And then Yankees over the Royals, but I think the Royals will give them a tough time. But I think the Yankees beat the Royals in 5 games. The Yankees have a wide open path to make it deep in this playoffs, but there's these underdogs, the little engines that could stop them. But hopefully Luke Weaver now being their closer, and the Yankees could cut out the silly mistakes and hit well in the playoffs and have home field advantage. I think the Yankees beat the Royals in 5 games. I think the Tigers, Red Hot Tigers, will upset Cleveland Guardians in 4 games. So then I think it'll be Yankees beating the Tigers in 5 or 6 games, probably 6 games, and then it'll be Yankees-Phillies rematch of the 2009 World Series, and it'll be the Yankees beating the Phillies in 6 games. Sorry, Tony. Hopefully, for your sake, you'll go the other way, and they will first match up against each other in the World Series since 2009. Last time the Yankees won the World Series, and the Yankees will win in 6 games, just like it was when my family and I cheered the Yankees on in person in the bleacher creatures, so the Yankees win. The Yankees will win in 6 games over the Phillies to win the World Series. That's my pick. Hopefully my Yankees don't get knocked out in the first round. Who knows? Or in the division series now. So those are our baseball picks. And then basketball, hockey is going to be back and all that great stuff. Penn State college football, Notre Dame, they're doing well. So all the great stuff. Syracuse playing pretty well with college football. High school football, I'm covering Tunkhannock Tigers at the Lake Lehman Black Knights on the Black Turf on Friday Night Lights. And my article will be in Times Leader on Saturday morning. So that'll be exciting. So a lot of great stuff. And now, and the new Joker movie, some people love it or hate it. I've read some leaked stuff. I'm not going to spoil for you about how it ends, but it comes out starting tonight. The new Joker movie with Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix won the Oscar for his first time as Joker. And I still love Heath Ledger's Joker the best in The Dark Knight, even over Jack Nicholson or Joaquin Phoenix. All of them are great. That comes out today. But in honor of the Joker, in the words of the late great Heath Ledger, my favorite Joker of all time in The Dark Knight, Week 5, the NFL schedule. Starts tonight, Thursday, October 3rd, 2024 with Thursday Night Football. And here we go. All right, so Thursday Night Football, 8:15 on Amazon Prime. Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit has the call. The Tampa Bay Bucks at the Falcons. I'm going to go with the Bucks here. It's a big-time division rivalry game in the NFC South, but I think Baker Mayfield and the Bucks are red hot. They beat up on the Philadelphia Eagles last week in front of Tom Brady broadcasting the game on Fox. And the Falcons, they're also playing pretty well. They beat the Saints last week. Kirk Cousins is starting to get his mojo back, coming off the Achilles injury and doing well with the Vikings. The Falcons are a dangerous team at home. They're going to definitely have a chance, but I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield and the Bucks to stay hot. It's going to be a close one. I'm going to go with the Bucks 27-23 over the Falcons. I picked your Bucks this time, Joe Aber. Hopefully I didn't get it wrong this time. I pick against them, and it usually goes the other way. Then Sunday, October 6th, 9:30 in the morning, NFL Network live from London, England. It's my Jets, Jets, who are now 2-2. Should have been 3-1. Coming off a bad 10-9 loss where they missed the last-second field goal, 50-yard field goal, but Greg Zuerlein in the poured rain. We were watching it while we were in the rain delay at Yankee Stadium against the Pirates. Aaron Rodgers struggled. They got beat up, and Garrett Wilson had some struggles. And the Broncos offense stunk, but it still was enough to come back from down 6-0 at halftime. The Jets lose 10-9. They should have beaten the Broncos, beat 3-1. Instead, they now go play in London, play the Vikings, who are 4-0, undefeated, with their former quarterback of the Jets, Sam Darnold, tearing it up for the Vikings, and Justin Jefferson and all that. I'm actually going to go with the Jets, even though the Vikings are going to be favorites here. I'm going to say that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets rebound after an ugly week last week, losing to the Broncos. I think the Vikings, they're bound to lose a game here or there. Sam Darnold will struggle a little bit, and I think it will be back and forth, and I think the Jets win a close one. I'm going to go with 23-20. The Jets this time will get a game-winning field goal late in the game, and the Jets redeem themselves, improve to 3-2, and beat the Vikings for their first loss of the season, 23-20. Then there's 1 p.m. early games. Panthers at Bears. The Bears on Fox. I'm going to go with the Bears here. They were able to beat the Rams last week. Caleb Williams, the Bears, not perfect. Still have a lot of firepower. I think they get it done. The Panthers looking better of late on offense without Bryce Young, who's struggled. Everyone probably would struggle even a top pick with the Panthers. But Andy Dalton, the journeyman with the ginger red hair, former Bengal, he keeps them in the games. But I think the Bears beat the Panthers here at home in Chicago. I'm going to go with 23-13. They win by 10. Then Ravens at Bengals, big AFC North battle, 1 o'clock on CBS. This could go either way, but I'm going to go with the Ravens. Can never count Joe Burrow out. They were finally able to win their first game of the year against the stinky Panthers on Monday Night Football. It wasn't on Monday Night Football. Well, yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was it wasn't Monday Night Football. It was another game. But the Bengals finally were able to beat the Panthers last week, but it was an ugly game. They barely were able to win that by 10. But I think Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they're always dangerous, but I think the Ravens look like a complete team. They got off the hiccup losing the Raiders, almost blew the game to the Cowboys, barely lost the Chiefs on opening game, and then Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, put it all together and dominated Nana Fran's Buffalo Bills, who looked great in the first 3 weeks of Josh Allen, but the Ravens at home kicked the Buffalo Bills dupe. I didn't want to see that, but the Ravens did. So the Ravens, I think, continue to stay hot, beat the Bengals, who look like they're not going to be a playoff team after all. They're really struggling and will fall to 1-4. I think the Ravens improve to 3-2, get over 500. The Ravens over the Bengals. I'll go with the Ravens. They pull away late. It's close for a little bit. The Bengals and Joe Burrow can't keep them out. Can't totally count them out. Ravens pull away, and I'm going to go 27-17. Ravens over the Bengals. 1 o'clock on CBS. The Bills at the Houston Texans. I'm actually going to go with the Buffalo Bills. Nana Fran's Bills at 1 o'clock CBS to go on the road, pull off a little bit of an upset, and get in Houston, where Stephon Diggs, former Bill, going to want some revenge and embarrass his former team, the Bills. I think Josh Allen, the Bills, come back in a big way. They go back to not turn the ball over, and they were starting to come back to that Ravens game before they did that silly trick play. I think the Bills rebound, go on the road, and beat the Texans, who are looking really good. I'm going to say the Bills over the Texans. It's going to be a close game, 30-23. They win by 7 on the road. 1 o'clock on CBS, the Colts at the Jaguars. The Jaguars are struggling big time with Trevor Lawrence and company, and Doug Peterson on the hot seat. Who knows how long that table will be together at home against the Colts. I'm actually going with the Colts here. The Colts actually look pretty good. They beat the Steelers at home last week. I was watching that also during the rain delay. And especially Anthony Richardson's been up and down when he's been playing. But when Joe Flacco, the old man wonder who's been in the NFL for over 20 years, was comeback player of the year last year with the Browns. If he started, I actually like the Colts' chances even better. I think he's just a better pure passer than Richardson at this point. Richardson might get there, but he's only year number 2 and he's been injured both years at some point. I'm going with the Colts over the Jaguars, who continue to struggle. I'm going to go with 23-16. Colts beat the Jaguars by 7. 1 o'clock on Fox. This is an ugly game. The Dolphins, who stink without Tua, their offense looked abysmal on Monday Night Football. That just was ugly against the Titans, who also stink. But Mason Rudolph, for steel correct, came in for Will Levis. Will Levis looks like he's going to get the job back. Titans got their first win. If the Dolphins had anyone decent to throw the ball to the great Tyreek Hill, and if Tua can come back, but with all the concussions, who knows if he'll be able to. Dolphins, they're going to let Huntley start. Whether it be him or Thompson, the Dolphins' offense stinks without Tua. They're going to continue to lose. Patriots aren't great, but at home they'll do enough against a bad Dolphins team without Tua. 1 o'clock on Fox. Patriots over the Dolphins. Ugly game. I'm going to go with 13-10. They win by 3. Ugliest game of the week. Then 1 o'clock on Fox. Browns, who could be the depleted Raiders team with all their injuries. And now Devontae Adams wants to get traded. Maybe he'll go to my New York Jets and reunite with Aaron Rodgers. I'd love to see that. I know a lot of people don't want him to go to the Chiefs or the Cowboys, make the Chiefs even more of a juggernaut. Or he can go to the Saints with Derek Carr. I'd love to see him go to the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'd want to see Devontae Adams go. But yeah, the Browns, who could beat the Raiders, who were banged up last week. The Browns now go all the road to Washington. 1 o'clock on Fox. I'm going to go with Washington. Jaden Daniels, the young rookie quarterback, is tearing it up, playing great. He's going to continue to play well and be a threat in the NFC East to possibly be an upset and win that division as a rookie quarterback. So I'm going to go with Washington to pull away over the Browns, who are sticking it up and look like they might be bad this year again after there was a lot of high hopes. I'm going to go with Washington to beat Cleveland. I'll go with 27-13. They win by 2 touchdowns. Washington Commanders are actually pretty good. Hard to believe that. Then there's 4 p.m. late afternoon games, 4:05 on Fox. The Raiders at the Broncos. I'm going to go with the Broncos here because Raiders, with all the tumult about probably having to trade Devontae Adams, Max Crosby, their star defensive pass rusher, he's been banged up, was missed last week. The Broncos, You would hope they would gain some confidence against their rivals against the Raiders coming in this week at home in Mile High Air. And Bo Nix and the Broncos looked ugly, but they found a way to beat the Jets last week on the road. Sean Payton and company might be ugly, but I'm going to go with the Broncos who win 16-13 over the Raiders to get on a 2-game winning streak. 4:05 on Fox, the Cardinals, the Kyler Murray company, who have played pretty well, at least offensively throughout early portions of the season. They will play at the 49ers, who are 2-2, after bouncing back and beat up the stinky Patriots. The 49ers will be able to continue to beat mediocre teams, especially their division rival. Brock Purdy and the 49ers, too much to handle, even with their injuries against a mediocre to bad Cardinals team. 49ers will prove to 3-2. They pull away late. They'll win. I'll go with 38-24. They win by 2 touchdowns over the Cardinals. 4:25 on CBS. The Packers at the LA Rams. Still no Jordan Love yet. Hopefully he'll be back soon, but they're holding out hope, trying to stay close. The Rams lost a close one to the Bears last week, so they're 1-3. I'm gonna go either way. I'm gonna go with the Rams here, who are desperate. They need to win. Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Sean McVay and company. The Rams at home edge out the Packers. If Jordan Love is healthy, I'd probably go with the Packers here. I'll go with the Rams over the Packers. I'll go with 23-20. They win by 3 points on a late field goal. The last of the 4 o'clock games, 4:25 on CBS, the 1-3 Giants, who lost a close one to the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football last week. Daniel Jones still playing very mediocre football at the Seahawks, who are 3-1. Lost a close, high-scored shootout against the Lions on Monday Night Football, the other Monday Night Football doubleheader game. I'm going to go with Geno Smith, who right now is leading the league in passing yards. The Seahawks are playing pretty well at home in Seattle with the 12th man. Seahawks beat up on the Giants, even though I like the Giants, the G-Men. Seahawks will crush them. I'm going to go with 34-17. They double up the Giants. Then Sunday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. on NBC. Uncle Scott's going to be there. Just had his birthday yesterday. Today's Quinn's birthday. My birthday was on Tuesday, so it was 3 days in a row in our family with birthdays. Lots of October birthdays. My wife's birthday's coming up. Gigi's birthday, all that stuff. And our wedding anniversary as well on the 17th. So, busy week, but Cowboys at Steelers. NBC's already promoted. He was all over the Olympics and all over commercials. And now one of the judges on The Voice, Snoop Dogg, a big-time Steeler fan, even though he's from California, will be there. 3-1. They also close one of the Colts. Could be 4-0. Justin Fields will continue to start over Russell Wilson's calf injury problem. Cowboys are 2-2 after barely beating the Giants. I'm going to go with the Steelers to win here. I know the Cowboys might have more firepower. Dak Prescott's the better quarterback than Justin Fields. The Steelers at home. The defense, I think, will be on point with TJ Watt and company, especially the Alex Highsmith back, and Minka Fitzpatrick gets the job done in the secondary. I think the Steelers, Joey Porter Jr., I think the Steelers offense will do enough. They beat the Cowboys here. I'm going to go with relatively low score game. I'm going to go with 20-17. They win by 3. So Steelers proved to 4-1 over the Cowboys. Sunday Night Football, 8:20 on NBC and Peacock. Then Monday Night Football, just one game. ESPN 8:15 on Monday, October 7th. Saints 2-2 at the Chiefs, who were 4-0. It looked ugly at times, but they win close games. Where the star receivers, Rashee Rice, might have a bad knee injury, but at least it doesn't look like it might be torn. He might come back. Who knows if they get to the Rams, how good they'll be. Travis Kelce started off slow, but we'll see how they do. Pat Mahomes doing a great job. It doesn't always look pretty, but the Chiefs seem to always get it done. They're 4-0. Even if it doesn't look pretty, they know how to win. They're trying to be the first team to ever do a 3-peat for Super Bowls. So whether it looks ugly or not, with like Brady, the Patriots, sometimes it looked ugly. They find a way to win. I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. Still at home, Arrowhead Stadium. It's loud. It's noisy. Monday Night Football. Taylor Swift, maybe T Swift's there. That's what my daughter's going to be for Halloween. I'm going to be, I think, Travis Kelce or Jason Kelce. So I can paddle along with them when we trick-or-treat in a few weeks, just 4 weeks from today's Halloween, and all the cool, spooky Halloween movies and all that. And Beetlejuice even will come on demand starting next week. And they have Deadpool Wolverine now on demand. You can rent from home. I'm going to go with the Chiefs to beat the Saints. It'll be close. 23-17. Chiefs win by 6. So again, my picks for this week include tonight for Thursday Night Football: Bucks over the Falcons, Jets over the Vikings in London, Bears over the Panthers, Ravens over the Bengals, Bills over the Texans, Colts over the Jaguars, Patriots over the Stinky Dolphins, Washington over the Browns, continue to play great, Broncos over the Raiders, 49ers over the Cardinals, Rams over the Packers, Seahawks over the Giants, who stink, Steelers over the Cowboys, a close Sunday Night Football game. Should be a great game. I hope my wife's Steelers pull out on top. And the Chiefs, undefeated at 5-0, beat the Saints on Monday Night Football. We'd love to hear from you. And there's 4 teams with bye weeks. The Lions are off, the Chargers are off, the Eagles struggle at 2-2 are off, and the Titans are off. So those are the 4 teams that have bye weeks. First week with bye weeks with teams off. We'd love to hear you. Agree or disagree. Take 2, Gabi, the mold, it is not the tuba, and things that nature. Hasta la vista, baby. Those are my week 5 NFL picks. Wrap things up. Hopefully you have a great weekend. Enjoy all the football, the playoff baseball, the Yankee playoff baseball, Phillies, Mets possibly, all the great playoff baseball, basketball, hockey back, college football, NFL, all that great stuff. 55 straight days of football with college and the NFL. and all that great stuff. And I'll be also doing fall ball with Luzerne County Community College baseball coaching. And I'll sing a quick song. We're going to rickroll on a Thirsty Thursday. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. Never going to run around and desert you. Never going to make you cry. Never going to say goodbye. Never going to tell a lie and hurt you. Never going to give you up. Never going to give you up. Love you, Abby, Lorelai, and LJ. And keep locked. DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Your home for all your favorite sports and entertainment talk right here at DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Also, watch all the great TV shows that are on streaming and all that great stuff. The full show's coming back. The new Joker movie comes out. And new Saturday Night Live with Nate Bargatze, who's hilarious. And Coldplay as the music guest. Keep locked. DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Your home for all your favorite sports and entertainment talk. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.